Hey, what's up, YouTube? Benjamin ADK here, and we're doing a new video series. We're gonna document. Uh, I'm working on a project kind of to commemorate 1 month of coding, learning to code. So it's been a little more now. It's been about 35 days or something like that. But it's basically the first section. Maybe it might take me another month to finish it. I don't know, but it's kind of the first. I feel like I've grasped enough to actually build something that's like a full-on multi-page site that's going to be pretty cool in my humble opinion, at least. So I've been doing the free code camp, and they have you do projects, and eventually I did a bunch of those. I'm still working on that too. um, but at a certain point I was like, well, I'm going to do something on my own. I'm just going to come up with my own idea rather than follow their project outline. Not that their projects are bad, they're really, really good. So I learned CSS variables, and I came up with with this little program here that's on the screen. It's just a bunch of inputs, and an input has a property, and then you can see, and all the properties apply to the box and the text in it. So like I made it so like you can control everything, just about. Like I just kept thinking of new stuff and adding it. And I made it do it with vanilla JavaScript. So that means there's no CSS framework either. There's no JavaScript library. There's no JavaScript any framework. There's no add-ons of any kind. Just base CSS, base HTML, and base JavaScript. So I had to learn all of no jQuery shortcuts to do any of this stuff. Um, everything is everything is done, like changing the background color. Then we've got the box. So you get the idea of what it can do. It's even got transforms. The transforms happen in real time like that. It's pretty cool. Um, but this was all it was. This is all the. Oh, and this was another thing. You could, when you're done screwing around with everything, you hit that button, and it gives you the HTML and the CSS. The updated version actually has the right symbols. I didn't know that you could actually type in a little code to get those symbols. So there is a slightly updated version of this that just isn't live on my GitHub yet. But anyway, you get the CSS basically. You get the inner text CSS, and you get the outer box CSS and the HTML, which isn't very complicated. And then there's a help menu as well. The only thing I brought into it was a few Google fonts from the outside, just to have. So we go down to text, uh, make the text bigger, and then I even had I figured out how to do. Well, here's our font. Then like I said, I put in some Google fonts, so you get some cool looking fonts. Um, Text align, and the drop down, line height, just a little trick to center. I think that, yeah, text outline toggle, like a little hack to get text outline using shadows. So it's got text shadow even. Like it's got all kinds of stuff. Like uh, maybe a border radius, or maybe maybe someone using it, text colors, even text colors in here for sure. Like maybe someone new to web. It's just a thing to show off what you can do with like CSS variables and inputs and like the code for it ended up like I figured out how to not write like a ton of code for it. I had like one event listener for all, basically one event listener for all the inputs. I'm not going to bother showing it, but like the two people that actually looked at this thing when I put it up on Free Code Camp, people were, one guy said that like the user interface was terrible, like it was just ugly and this and that, and I was like, well, I'm kind of thought to myself, like, it's not that bad, like it's not colorful, but the whole point is to make what's around it colorful. And I mean, I even added like, what did I add? I even added where like you could change the sliders. Let's focus. Okay, okay. I even added that to it. You know what I mean? But I get what he's saying. Like it's not the prettiest. Like I gotta customize these to even have like the little notch on it is sideways until you focus on it, and then it pops up for you. Like I customized that for like a totally new look. But anyways, I'm gonna take this base. This is the guts. This is like the main feature, and I'm gonna turn it in. I'm gonna use. Here it is. I'll just show it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a multi-page site. In the multi-page site, I'm gonna use Foundation, which I've never used before. These should be cool. I usually use Materialize for a CSS framework. I'm going to use jQuery, and I'm using jQuery UI to get some cool looking inputs. So I'm taking all of that stuff, which is, a couple library, a couple framework, and a couple libraries or whatever, and I'm going to see what I can do in a multi-page layout. And like really, make it like a little more user friendly. So like I have a landing page that's just like, I've got this one little slider already looks way cooler, like some color, and I'm gonna embed some, like they've got this cool thing where like I can embed some videos in there, and this is gonna be a different YouTube video. Like I'm gonna explain some stuff like as we go along. I'm gonna have a bunch of these interactive videos. I've got this where you can just type in the name of a color and it's gonna change the box. You can type in RGB code and it comes up like that. I've got this. This is another little trick made out of that I came up with. Just a progress element that I edit the hell out of and add animation to. So I have that, and then that's going to link into one of the links from the main page is going to be a revamped version of what you saw before, but with color and the nice user interface. And I'm like, this is going to be hidden, but I'm just starting it. I've got a logo now. I've got a nice font. Like I'm pulling out all the stops. Like gonna be able to contact me, and so that's the main idea of what's going on. So I'm gonna keep building and building and building, and I'm gonna have some other page. I'm gonna have. I think I started a help text. Yeah, I've got the bare bones of a help text. But I'm gonna have like its own docs. This is gonna end up being the docs, or like, and also like the README maybe on GitHub. But I'm gonna have some cool stuff. I'm gonna keep going with it, and I'm gonna have some more pages that tie in that teach. It's basically a teaching tool now. It's gonna teach people CSS through CSS variables. So I'm going to keep updating it as I add different pieces of the site, and that's that. Yeah, thanks.